The 2006 women's soccer team climbed to the top of the soccer mountain by winning the Division II National Championship. Led by head coach Danny Sanchez, the team won its second national crown in 2 years. The 2006 squad featured 4 All-Americans that included Kylie Hanovan, who won the National Player of the Year. The Roadrunners lost just 2 games all season and defeated 7 ranked opponents.
Okay, this part of the program, I know everyone starts to lose focus, so let's stay focused for this great group of young ladies. First things first, Dr. Jordan, thanks for having me back again, me and Beth. Really appreciate it. One of the favorite stories for the 2006 team is when you bought dinner for them at Landry's the night before the national championship. It was $900, and I got the bill, and I was a business manager as well at the time, and I looked at Joan, she's like, yes, don't worry about it, figure it out later. I do want to, and we talked a little bit about Joan, and I want to make it, and I don't know if we'll have an opportunity, me personally, I don't have an opportunity in a public forum to recognize all she's done for me personally, to give me an opportunity to come to Metro State and be the head coach, taking a chance at some JUCO coach that had never been to Denver before. It was the greatest decision ever for Beth and I to come here and to raise our family and to be able to have an opportunity to come back now, and we know she'll do great things. And I think for these young ladies, they should also recognize that Metro State, I remember the article in 2003, Metro State's going to drop athletics and all this, and never for a moment to Joan, and we talked about Mike Dunlap, did they waver of the importance of athletics at this great university. So thank you, Joan, for everything. The number one fan of these young ladies is my wife, Beth. For those of you that were there after the game, stay off the field. Kira had that great free kick to have us win the national championship, and here comes Beth streaming over the fence, running into the field, and I go like this, and she goes flying right by me to be with the players, and Jen Frazier was our associate AD at the time, and jumped in her arms, and it was a special moment for her. She's always confused now because of the other places I coach, and she's like, how come we don't win as much as we did at Metro? It was so much more fun back then when we won every game, but Metro's a special place. Beth got her teaching certificate here. She's the best physical education teacher in America, but it started with her when we got here, coming back and getting her teacher certificate here and prepare her for all the success she's had professionally. So thank you, Beth. I'm going to go through, what I want all the ladies to come on up, and we'll just squeeze up here. So come on up. There we go. Let's go. Double time. Real quickly, before I embarrass them individually, come on up here. We can see if we can get up here. A little bit about this season, as a lot of you know, we won the national championship in 2004, and 5 of our players, I don't think Kylie's here, but Sarah, Brooke, Katie, Shelley, were all 2-time national champs, and we lost quite a few players after that. Our 2005 team was probably our best team. We were undefeated, rolled through everybody, and lost in penalty shootouts to Seattle Pacific and went on to win the national championship. So 2006, I don't know if there was as much expected of us. And what I really like about this group is like, so 2014, all these internationals. Well, there's no internationals here. Most of this team is from California and Colorado and the surrounding states. And they all came from different backgrounds. The beauty of Metro, and what I've asked a little bit about coaching here is and I talked to Jeremy Gunn, who used to be at Fort Lewis, is now the men's coach at Stanford, and for lack of a better term, the romance of recruiting to Metro State. It's just, everybody has a great story of how they got here, including myself and all these great young ladies. We got an NCAA tournament in West Texas A&M, Katie Kilby scores late, Justine Montoya scores in overtime. So we get past the first round. Second round, St. Ed's, we rolled over them, that was an easy one. Next round, pouring snow, was just like we like it from when a team from California comes out, UC San Diego. They insisted on practicing, so me and Tom Moody got our things out and carved out a little area for them, and they practiced the next day. Vanessa May scores and Kylie scores, and we advance on to the Final Four. Final Four, we faced an undefeated team in Pennsylvania and Westchester. We're losing late. Katie scores again, and then Becca to Kira in overtime. And then obviously the national championship. Have an opportunity to play a great undefeated team as well in Grand Valley and to win overtime on Kira's free kick. The thing I remember most about Kira's free kick is the build up to it. We had about 12 passes, goes into Mira. Where's she at? She's way back here. She takes the dive. I mean, she got fouled at the top of the box. And remember, Kira's lining up the free kick, and Adrian and I are looking at it, and I'm looking at that goalkeeper from ground down, and I'm like, oh my goodness. If she just beats the wall, we're going to be national champs, and sure enough, she did. It was a great moment for us. I do want to talk a little bit about every one of these players because I think they have a great story in how they got here. Sarah Leonard was goalkeeper out of Highlands Ranch. She's probably one of the first players we ever got from Colorado Rush. Was a great goalkeeper for us. All of them up here, I'm not even going to go into the new names, and they all have 2 kids. They don't come with ones, they all got 2 for most of them. What we're wondering is when Adrian is going to have the first one. That's the question mark, but we'll talk about that later. Sarah was a great goalkeeper for us. Like I said, she won 2 national championships here. Amira, that we already talked about, drew that foul out of Long Beach Community College. Kristen had already come over from Long Beach. I don't even know if I ever saw Amira play, which is my usual recruiting technique, but I had a lot of respect for their coach, and she did a great thing for us. Kristen Sonsma, where's Kristen? Just raise your hand, ladies, as I go through this. I'll go quick, I promise. Kristen Sonsma, the thing I like about Kristen is she came in her junior year, played quite a bit. Her senior year, we went to 3 in the back. I never played 3 in the back, and 3 in the soccer probably doesn't mean a lot, but we had Shelly, Brooke, and Cito in the back, and all the way, never complained, played as much as she can, but the national championship first half, we were getting her butt kicked. In the second half, we went to 4 in the back, and Kristen was one of the keys to how we were us winning that national championship. Kira Sharp, 2 goals in overtime in the Final Four to help us win a national championship. I'm going to give her a grief. Things happen for a reason, so stay with me for a second. In 2004, we won a national championship, and Kira was committed and signed to come to Metro State out of Virginia College in Arizona, Cochise. All she had to do was get, I think, a B in her summer school class, and she would have been here. While Kira gets a C, she doesn't make it. One of the things I learned from my dad is never burn a bridge. So after I was pissed off for about 2 months, I reached out to her mother, who worked at a college in Utah, and said, okay, here's the deal. This is what we need to do to get Kira eligible. Things happen for a reason, because if Kira would have played that year, she wouldn't have been on the team in 2006, her eligibility would have been up, and we wouldn't have won the national championship. So things happen, and we're really proud of Kira for that. Cito, I don't have a great story about Cito. She's a really good player. She's a Hall of Famer, an All-American center back, great family. So there you go. Jess Brown was a transfer from Wyoming. It's funny because she was up there, and I'm good friends with who was her coach at Wyoming, and she wanted to transfer, wanted to leave, wanted to come back to Denver and be closer to her family, and the coach said, walk around and think about it for days. I go, Jess, Laramie stinks. There's nothing good there. It's a bad university. You don't want to be there. So fortunately for us, Jess transferred down. And of course, for those of you who know, I ended up going there to be the head coach for 4 years. Just an element of self-service in that, but we're really glad that Jess came down for us. Brooke Kiefer, was playing for the highly acclaimed CSU women's club team, but felt that she should play at a higher level. The thing I love about Brooke is she never doubted her, because she's probably one of the most confident young ladies I've ever met. She's the one that, she has the baby, and about 2 days later, she's like running a marathon, and she's married to the former men's assistant, Brady Ferguson. They're up in Oregon now. Brady's doing a great job with his Western Oregon program, Division II. I think they're in the top 20 now, but we're really glad that Brooke decided to be a part of our program. Jamie Stevenson, from Arizona, and I remember going out and actually, I think I actually met with your mom at like a restaurant or something. I don't know exactly how it came about, but we were able to convince Jamie to come up here. Jamie was kind of an inspiration for us because she was an important part of our midfield, and she tore ACL 3 or 4 games left in the season, but was able to celebrate it with us as we won the national championship. It was awesome. Vanessa Mays, where's Vanessa? Back there. Vanessa Mays, once again, also out of Highlands Ranch here in Real, Colorado, was another player that came in, did a great job for us, was a starter in the midfield. Not one of our taller players, as you can tell, but probably our best player in the air. Jenna Oney, where's Jenna at? There she is. Jenna really battled injuries her year. We never quite figured out what's wrong with her. I think shin splints or something. But Jenna was a great player for us and was also a very big pickup from a very good club team. Players that Metro State in the past wouldn't get. We were able to attract her here. Becca Meigs, where's Becca? So Becca, we're out at a tournament in Houston. I'm going to keep it short, I promise. We're at a tournament in Houston, and I'm good friends with Northern Colorado coach Tim Barrera, and he goes, "You need to come watch this game. There's this kid out there that's just tooling people." So I go over there, and sure enough, there's Becca, spinning, popping balls up, Megan doing all this. Like, well, you never get her at Metro. So I reached out to her, never heard from her again. We go out there to play in Texas. And I get it, and it's Sunday night, back then I used to help in the men's program, the men were playing on Monday. Sunday night I'm in the hotel room with Kenny Parsons, and the phone rings, and it's like, oh, it's Becca Meigs. I go, hey, this is October now, this was back in like June. I go, hey, she's like, oh, are you gonna be here tomorrow? Because I'm gonna come talk to you about coming to play at Metro. Like, sure enough, so she came in, this next week came in, and obviously became an All-American and one of the best players this program's ever produced. Shelly Radosevich was a player that we recruited, and just like a lot of things, she did the divisions of grandeur, Division I, where Shelly at. So she's like, I'm gonna go to Baylor University. I go, have you ever been to Waco? It's not Denver, but enjoy that decision. Well, about 2 weeks into preseason, she's like, it's not Denver, can I come back to Denver? I go, yes, you can. And once again, Shelly was a backup forward on our 2014 that became a starting back for us, and once again, a two-time national champion. Justine Montoya, I was just talking to her dad last night at Adrian's. We're having some adult beverages and so forth, and was another local product that came in, didn't play a lot at the beginning of the year, but really once Jenna started struggling with injury, came on and scored a great diving header against Regis in the RMAC championship, and obviously had that goal in overtime against West Texas. Was a great player for us. Rachel Zollner was at this really weak academic institution. You may have heard of it in Palo Alto, Stanford. So she decided to come to Metro, and it came down between us and Colorado Christian, and we were fortunate enough to attract her here, and arguably one of the best goalkeepers. We've had some great goalkeepers here, but arguably one of the best goalkeepers we had in All-American for us as well. So, I've probably gone over my time limit. I congratulate all the other inductees. But I'm really, really proud of this group of young ladies for what they accomplished, the pressure they had on them, and how they won the national championship, and how they carried themselves, and everything that they've done going forward. So congratulations, ladies.
Okay, awesome. I gotta wrap this thing up. This is great. So I want to thank all of these awesome women for nominating me to talk today. Okay, so let's make some things clear here. I was not an All-American. Okay, I was not the best player on the team. I did not score the most points, and I don't really think I was one of Danny's favorites. But I'll tell you something, I'm part of a really special group of girls, and I want to thank everyone that's here. I look out in the crowd, and it's really cool because, I haven't really set foot on Metro State campus for a while, and when I came back, it was like, wow. Like, I remember everything about this place. And I look and I see people, I see Beth, I see Danny, I see Adrian, I see Joe, I see Joan, I see all these people who made such an impact in our lives, and it was just soccer, and it really was much more than that. And I think it's important that everybody understands that. And I think all the other inductees kind of said the same thing. It's not just about one person. It's not just about this person. Kira scored our goal. I kind of remember that, but what I really remember are these girls and the experiences and kind of what we learned. And I remember we would walk up there before our games, right up there in that little room, and Danny would have a whiteboard up there, and on the whiteboard it would say, you know, who's starting, what the goals of the game were, you know, who's going to be defending who, what kind of objectives of the game were to win. And our first meeting that year was, on that board it said national championship, and it was circled. And it was like, yep, that's it, that's it. We don't need to really write anything else up there. And I think that that's a pretty cool statement to kind of who we are as women up here and kind of how far we've all come. And I think that all of that stuff, that how did we get there? We got there with passion, we got there with motivation, we got there with hard work. I think all of that stuff kind of applies to our lives now. Anything that we want to do, we have to be motivated, we have to be passionate, and we have to work really hard. Otherwise, we're not going to be successful. So pretty cool that we're national champions, but a lot cooler that we're like champions in life, I think. And I know, super lame, you get up here. But whatever, right? So I think what's really cool is that we turn all of those values into life values. And like, I have one of the, you know, the hardest guys on my ass all the time. Like, I don't know if you're gonna work hard enough. And I'm like, are you serious? I am gonna work harder than you think I can work. I'm gonna play, I'm gonna start, and all of this. And, you know, by golly, I did. And all of these girls are badasses too, so I want you guys to give them a round of applause. They're all awesome. And I kind of want to close it with thank you. You know, as a senior, and that was the last game I ever played, and I won. You know, we won. Like, we never had to lose again, and that is so cool. And now our legacy kind of gets to live on, and thank you very much for inducting us into the Hall of Fame, and it really is an honor. Thank you.